It is up, everyone. This is Captain Eon speaking, and as always, I'm glad to do so with all hope that my shares will contribute to the edification of God's glorious body. In conversation with the Lord, and as I speak, this is actually yesterday. This is a delayed share, but I'm sure the Lord will favor me anyways. But in conversation, I had this epiphany, and it actually gave me the main idea of today's share, or this share, which is on purpose. The epiphany was the importance for me to stay on purpose. Then the question arose, well, what is my purpose? You hear that a lot of times, the meaning of life, so on and so forth, and not in that way. But why did God purposefully call me out of darkness into His marvelous light? There had to be a reason. Now, of course, it all stems from His love. But the understanding that I got from this epiphany was that, and it was just a reinforcement of something I already knew, my purpose is relationship with Him. And I was really thinking about this because I have, like we all do, especially nowadays, it's like so much to do, so little time, right? And I was like, really, how do I juggle all this and make the main thing in my life really the King of Kings, this relationship? Because He called me, He saved me from myself by creating this bond, this holy union of His Spirit with mine. Me taking on His family name, that is a relationship, the best, the highest relationship. And what's the key to maintaining any good relationship? Communication. So this is what led me into, or what prepared me, the prep work. So when I received the daily dose, I was prepared for what God was treating. The main idea for the text really comes from chapter 7, verses 12 to 16. For me, this is a very familiar portion of Scripture, because for many years, and probably even still currently, this was a recurring theme throughout prayer meetings, the local assembling of the saints that I was regularly congregating with, always quoted this. And I was like, all right already, are we not getting it? But as God is growing me, I'm realizing He was instilling in me and really, again, prepping me for this moment. Every moment prepares me for the next, to stay on purpose. And right in this portion of Scripture, it truly states the relationship factor. Prayer, which is God granting me His ear, granting me audience to come and make my petitions known, and He hears. And also seeking His face. To me, His word is really the reflection of Him. It is His face, and He speaks to me. Where do words come from? From your face. So that's the relationship there, the two parts of the relationship for me. And i.e., that is my purpose. Maintain that. Seek that. Put that first. Everything else is playtime. Don't worry about food and raiment and clothing and all these things. What I'm gonna do, how do I want to edify the body? All these things, they're great and they have their place, but they are all peripheral. They are all the playtime. I was growing up as a kid and they would say, hey, do your work first. Come home, do your work first, and then play later. So by maintaining this relationship, staying on purpose, everything else is really just an enjoyment. It's the free time. It's fun. Edifying the body, making a living. All this peripheral things is playtime. So I'm grateful that God has really given me such a high calling. For He called me, for being called to live purposely, in my opinion, is truly a life worth living. Not having a relationship with God is not for me to not have anything. Caption this. Turn on purpose and cut off irrelevancy. Sir.